All right, grade 9, I hope that you're doing well. So today we'll continue our topic, which is the Islamic civilization. We'll start by topic 8.3 today, which speaks about the Muslim world and Africa, the achievement of the Muslim civilization. So grade 9, before we start our topic today, what do you think the achievements of the Muslim civilizations are? So if any foreigner came and asked you, what is your achievement? What is the achievement of the Muslim civilization? Can you hear me?
Yes.
So Abdurrahman, if I ask you, what are the achievements of the Muslim civilization, or what is the most important achievement of the Muslim civilization, what will you answer?
Their culture is spread.
Their culture was spread. Actually, there are many cultures which is spread in the whole world. So what's specific about the Muslims?
They what?
What's it so much specific about the Muslims?
I didn't get your question.
So you are speaking about the spreading of their culture, and I tell you
Yes.
that many cultures have spread. So what's specific about the Muslims?
Islam spread.
Islam spread. So nice. What else? Come on, guys, think. Grade 9, if you don't want to study, just tell me. I can just close this and we can speak. But think. Speak to me. Answer. Come on. Saud Sufyan, Suilam, Ryan al-Plawi, Abdurrahman al-Mudayfir, Hanaki, Haydari.
Thank you.
Hello, Ryan. How are you doing?
Fine, teacher, but I'm thinking now.
So, how was your exam today, by the way?
It was great, like yesterday.
So, that's great. You have finished now studying and you have finished quarter 3. So, that's very, very cool.
Yes.
So, what about the chatting today? A little bit of the chatting. Not the studying, not anything, and we shall take this again next week. But open your mics and speak to me. So, if I tell you about the achievement of the Islamic civilization, what will you say?
They conquered at least half of the Arab Peninsula, or all of it.
Okay.
And they used to be one of the strongest continents. No, not teacher. One of the strongest reigns, I think.
Reign, okay, or civilizations.
Yeah, the Abbasid and the Umayyad, they were strong.
Nice. What else? Come on. Hassan, Azam, Mudayfir, Tlawi, Suilam. Ma, open the camera and speak. Open the mic, not the camera.
Teacher?
It's not allowed to open the camera, so do not open the cameras. Open the mic.
Teacher, can I participate?
What, Federi? It's not allowed to open the camera, okay? Never open the camera. I can't, but you can't. So guys, today we're just speaking, so I need you to speak. I need you to express what you feel. Have no worries. We will study that again next week and the week after if you want. So just speak, participate. Have no worries. I'm with you. Okay, great. So today we're speaking about the achievements of the Muslim civilization. What do you think the achievements of the Muslim civilization are? So if some foreigner came to you and asked you, you Muslims, you think that you are civilized, you have civilization, blah, blah, blah. So tell me about the achievement of your civilization. What will you answer? Al-Frayan, yes?
I thought, teacher, that you work in your house, not in the school.
No, right now I'm in the school. We were finishing the report cards and the papers.
Okay.
Okay, what else? Haydari, speak.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah. What do you think the achievement of the Muslim civilization are?
I forgot how to say it, but I know it, but I forgot how to say it.
Just think of anything that you can tell a foreigner about your civilization. You're a Muslim living in an Islamic country, proud of your civilization, the Islamic one. So if a Christian man came and asked you, Jewish,
it's the fast religion, and
it's the best religion.
fastest religion is spreading.
So you think that it's the best religion?
No, yes, it is, but I think I say that it's the fastest religion in spreading.
In spreading. Will actually Buddhism spread faster because there is approximately 1 billion people living in China, and most of them are Buddhists. But yeah, it spread so fast. Or best to say, people accepted it once they understood it. So, but right now I'm asking, if a Christian people came to you, asked you, what are the achievements of thy civilization, your civilization?
Teacher, trade and agriculture was very good.
Agriculture was good. So one of the features, nice. But Europe has agriculture. China has agriculture. America has agriculture, right? So what can differ our civilization from theirs? Have you read anything about your history?
Teacher, unity.
Unity. Great. Nice. Bravo. Very, very excellent point, Abdurrahman. Bravo. Unity. Nice one. What else? Say whether it's right or wrong. Say, just say. We are just having a discussion. So the Muslim civilization has no merits, nothing good. So let me rephrase my sentence. What do you think of the Saudi culture? So if I tell you what is the benefits or the achievements of the Saudi culture, what will you say?
They're loving each other.
They love each other. Nice. What else?
They have confidence in the government.
They are confident in their government, believe and trust their government. Great. What else?
They're living safe.
They are living in a safe zone. Great. Huh? Anyone else? All right. So another question: is Saudi Arabia a Muslim country?
Yes.
So
Yes.
is Saudi Arabia is considered to be a part of the Islamic civilization?
Yes.
So apply what we have nowadays to what our ancestors left for us. They left us unity, they left us freedom of choice, they left for us equality. And most importantly, the most important point we must speak about is knowledge. Ah, you have a parrot. That's great. What that occurred? Okay. So the most important point about the Islamic civilization and their heritage and what they left for us is knowledge, architecture, equality, principle, coding, everything, every aspect of our society was planned by the early Muslims, and we are just following their path. Once again, so our ancestors, they started to establish the civilization. Their civilization was built on number one, equality between all people. Number two, they also built it upon looking forward to the future, advancement, science, technology. All of these aspects played an important part, an important tool. Is it okay to open my camera or you are shy or something? Hmm? Anyone of your family sitting by you?
What?
I'm opening my camera. Is that okay or you have an objection or
No, it's
something?
okay.
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, I think that's better because our topic today is a pretty good one. So, once again, we're speaking about a civilization, a whole body of civilization. And while speaking about this civilization, we must speak about their advancement, their culture, their ideas, their anticipation for the future. What did they expect other people in the future to have and to do? What were the principles upon which they started to build their own societies? So to speak about the Muslim, if a foreigner guy or Christian, a Jewish, an atheist, anyone came asking you, what does your civilization have? What are the merits, the achievements of your civilization? What shall we speak? What shall we say? We'll start first by saying that unity, we are united, equality, all of us are the same. Our Prophet, peace be upon him, said that there is no priority for an Arab over a non-Arab, but with good deeds and merits. So all of us are equal. There is no difference between any one of us. Later, our civilization was built upon technology. That is what is known by the golden age of Islam. And I'm just astonished that you do not know about the golden age of Islam. Do you know that until the last century, last century, like 100 or 150 years ago, all the science in Europe was based upon the Islamic culture? Ibn al-Haytham, Khawarizmi, all of these scholars and physicians, astronomers, scientists, all of them, they left for us a variety of books. All of these books, we are right now building our whole science upon that. Okay? So it's known as the golden age of Islam. During the golden age of Islam, people started to take great interest in science and also in technology. Upon those two things, we are having our culture, our achievements, and our identity. So our identity goes back to those scholars who left for us a variety of knowledge and information. So before we just start by having our topic, oh, that's finished. Let's go here. The golden age of Muslim civilization. Don't be late. In this video, we'll learn about some of the facts about the Islamic Golden Age. So the video begins with the teacher asking her students to do some research about some civilizations. 3 kids of them, those 3 kids were asked to write about the Dark Ages. And they went to the librarian, asking him about the Dark Ages, and see what he will tell them.
Excuse me. Sorry to bother you. We need to find out what impact the Dark Ages had on the modern world.
Never was a period of history so poorly named. Don't touch. It's priceless. And I suppose someone's been filling your head with the usual nonsense, eh? 1,000 wasted years. Black hole in history. Am I right?
Yes, sort of.
You see, it's always the same. You assume. It was all mud, disease, death, and destruction. Marauding mobs of barbarians ripping down the good of former civilizations, burning and plundering as they went, nothing of any worth invented either. Eh? Oh, no. Go on, feel free.
Sorry to bother you.
Come on, it's probably not worth it. Everyone knows that the Greeks and Romans invented everything anyway.
Oh, did they now? You're sure about that, are you?
So we need just to stop here and ask ourselves this. Everybody knows that the Greeks and Romans invented everything. So that's what other civilizations are trying to implement in their people. And by that, they are trying to just destroy our own heritage. And we as Muslims, we must keep that heritage, because if we did not keep our heritage, then it's gonna be lost and lost forever. We need to learn from our ancestors before learning from our scholars in the West. So just learn from your scholars first.
You're sure about that, are you? You know, I might just have something for you. You seem to be up to the task. I suppose I could follow me.
Excuse me. Where are we going?
From darkness into light, my young friend. From ocean onto land, there are things you should know. Oh, yes, indeed.
And all of us shall know this.
Ah, here it is.
Now, they think that all people right now think that there was a period called the Dark Ages. I believe you have heard that idiom before. The Dark Ages, right?
Yeah, I've heard it before. It's
The
about
Dark Ages refers to what?
first to the timeline of the castles.
Okay, the
Where
time of castles where everyone was living in a city state. There is no civilization. All of them were in a continual fight.
there were so many peasants.
There was what?
Peasants. People.
Peasant farmers, servants, slaves. Nice, Ryan. What else?
The king used to have a jester.
Yes, that's a fact.
It's not.
He also had absolute power. The noble themselves had absolute power over the peasant. Bravo. There was destruction, diseases, malfunction, non-development, rubbish, shit everywhere. Everything was very bad. There were only 2 kinds of people, those who have and those who have not. No equality, nothing. And they even did not believe in God, and they were polytheists, and they did not do anything to help them develop or to modernize. And the only area of development they were searching in was the area of war. how to make machines in order to help them in wars. So that's the idea behind the Dark Ages, and people are trying to implement this image to all of the planet. Yet, once we try to compare both civilization right now, the Muslim civilization with the European civilization, we will find out that they are totally different. They are totally separate from each other. So let's see. While people were living in a very dark age, what were the Muslims doing?
Take a look. If you dare.
What's going on?
Welcome to the Dark Ages, or as it should be known, Golden Ages.
Who are you?
I am Al-Jazri, engineer.
Have you heard about Al-Jazri before? Anyone heard of Al-Jazri?
No.
All right, Al-Jazri, he's a Muslim scholar and scientist. He was an engineer and also an inventor. He invented many things. Even some of our inventions nowadays were built upon his primarily samples or the types, like the car, for example. So he made the sample for the car. How can we change the movement of the car? Do you know how car works? Have you heard about how car works before?
No.
So we have this in the engine, something called the cylinders. They move like this, right? You have 4 cylinders or 6 cylinders, sometimes 8 cylinders. But they are moved like this, vertically. But the wheels move like this. How can we change this into this? Yes, Ryan?
The cylinders that are used in the beds.
Used in what?
Used in the beds.
In the pit? In the engine, inside the engine.
Yeah, but the cylinders, some beds have cylinders, right? Or I'm wrong?
The cylinders, they just try to burn the fuel, and you have some cylinders moving vertically like this. Okay, if you are 2 or 4 or even 6, they consume the air and use the air inside the engine and burn the fuel with the help of the air, and then they initiate the power that will make the car move. But the idea is now behind, how can I change this vertically move into a round move? And here lies the problem of the car. So he made just the first sample of the car, like I have this moving like this. So I'll put a wheel like here, and once this cylinder moves, this axis here will start to generate a movement generation like this. So this one vertically and this one in round, up and down, and this one round. Then you will give the car its movement. So Al-Jazri made for us some samples about these cars.
Ingenious inventor.
I thought you said this was the Dark Ages. It doesn't look very dark.
That's because it's all a matter of perspective, my soon-to-be illuminated friend. Of course, there are parts of the world that weren't dark at all, but in a civilization that stretched from Spain to China, the golden rays of discovery and invention shone over everything.
What civilization?
Muslim civilization, my young friend. Through scholars and scientists of various faiths, some of the most important discoveries known to man were made at this time. Discoveries that drew on knowledge of the ancients, but have more connections with your modern world than you could possibly ever imagine.
Like what?
Well, all sorts of things.
We've got to get a picture of this.
I knew it was a good idea.
Who are you?
Allow me to introduce Ibn al-Haytham, a great scientist whose ideas led to the invention of the camera.
You invented the camera.
I laid the foundations for modern cameras by explaining how our eyes work. I found a way of projecting an image onto another surface through a small hole in a dark room, later called camera obscura.
And actually, Ibn al-Haytham, while discovering this method, he was in jail. He was in jail, and in prison he found out that there was a very tiny hole inside the room, okay, the door of the room, and later he saw how the image of the candle is verted, okay, upside down on the wall. So he started to see how eyes works, because at that time, guys, people, they did not believe that the common belief was that our eyes send out lights, the light set of the object, and then return back to us so we can see. But by Ibn Haytham, we proved that the light comes from the sun directly into the object, and from the object into our eyes, and that's how we see. And by the way, we see things vertically, upside down, but the chemistry of our brain rechanges it once again so that we see it clear as it is.
Think of all the things that evolved from this discovery. Cameras, cinema, all share the same principle. Kill. Look out! Below! Who's that? That's my good friend, Abbas ibn Farnas, who gazed up to the heavens, passionate in his belief that man could fly. Indeed, he dared to dream about flying 1,000 years before the Wright brothers. Do you know you all take your jet-setting holidays for granted, so it only seems fair to remember Abbas ibn Farnas. Stand by. I'm ready for takeoff.
Forgot about the tail of the
Tail, useful for that.
Is there a doctor in the house?
Did someone call? My old friend, why don't you introduce yourself to my young guests? I am Abul Qasim al-Zafrawi. Many call me the father of surgery.
Did you actually do surgery back then?
Of course we did. In fact, many of the surgical tools that I invented are still used in your modern hospitals.
Exactly.
Excuse me, the patient needs my attention.
And you know that until approximately 1860, yeah, until 1860, 1870, something like that, the Oxford University in England, they did not accept any surgeon. Anyone will not be given the title of a surgeon unless he study about al-Zahrawi. If he didn't study the books of al-Zahrawi of surgery and how he performed surgeon, he will never become a surgeon.
Scalpel?
I think I may need some stitching.
In that case, are you
Catgut.
catgut
Catgut?
from the gut of animals, perfect for stitching up internal wounds. Your surgeons are still using it today.
Yep.
Sorry, mustache.
Who's she?
Al-Ursurlabi.
Maryam al-Astrolabi, one of the many brilliant women of the time. She made
Astronomy.
sophisticated astrolabes.
What?
Astrolabes. They show the sky and the stars on a small flat plate you can hold in your hand. Think of them as ancient calculating or timekeeping devices. Today you have your watch, compass, satellite navigation, helping people and explorers travel the world. Science at its brilliant best.
All these things were developed during the Golden Ages.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There were thousands of other inventions covering all areas of life, and in the years that followed, the influence spread across the whole of medieval Europe. So you see, wasn't so dark after all.
What about you?
Me?
What did you invent?
Well, I don't want to be big-headed, but I made some groundbreaking advances in engineering. I suppose my discovery converted
Yep.
The emotion is a crank and collecting bodies, essentially representations. In fact, I have no idea how the Industrial Revolution could happen hundreds of years later without.
So see the emotion here.
Well, I forget the crazy times. But
So see this emotion. Here comes from the cylinder, ups and down, and here because of this circular, it moves like circular motion that will change the movement of the car.
Crown Glory was my amazing time-telling machine. My legendary clock. It's a clock, yes. Dozens of components collected from different cultures around the world. Greek, Arabian, Egyptian, Chinese.
Wow. A United Nations clock. That is pretty cool. Does it actually tell the time?
Well, yes, of course. If it wasn't for me, thousands of people would be late for everything. Speaking of time, we better get you back. And remember, spread the word. This was a golden age. I've only shown you a tiny part of this wondrous time. There are countless other scientists' inventions directly connected to your modern world. You're just going to have to find out for yourselves.
Why?
And here we go. After all, we are so much powerful in knowledge. We have led the foundation of knowledge, technology, advancement, progress, you just name it. That's what the Muslims have left for us. That's our own heritage, our own crown, our own achievement. So be proud of your civilization and know about it. Once you learn about your civilization, you will never become the same. And that's it, grade 9. I hope that we enjoyed our session today. So we'll just read the first two paragraphs about it as an introduction. Okay? So Frayan, can you start reading?
Okay. Under the Abbasids, Muslim civilization absorbed traditions from many cultures. In the process of flourishing, new civilization arose in cities from Baghdad to Cordoba. It corrupted all the people who live under Muslims' rule, including Jews and Christians.
So, simply, under both the Abbasids and also the Umayyads before them, the Muslim civilization started to absorb people from all over the empire, from the Indus River Valley until Spain. All of them started to contribute, to contest. Wait. Poetry. We all know that Arab excelled in poetry, and they have contests about poetry, right?
Yes.
Still now, we are important or interested in poetry, and we try to make some contest about them. That's a fact, right? So at that era, when all Arabs started to become united, to become one nation, they all started to compete and they have conquests in inventions. So you find each one of them started to just study more, develop more, invent more, and try to just show that he's the best inventor in the Arab Empire. So all of people started to do that. If we are having a contest, for example, if you were raised, put this point in your mind, guys. If you were raised to become engineers, you will become an engineer. If you were raised to become a doctor, you will become a doctor. If you were raised to become a thief, you will become a thief. That's the way our brain works. So once all the Arab become united, once all the Muslims started to absorb traditions from many cultures, diverse culture, all of them now started to develop, to invent, and later we had our golden age. The economic and social systems and all of this we shall start next week. I hope that today's session was just like a free one, because I know that you are so infuriated because of the exams and all of this. So I just wanted to make a good session today. So I hope you enjoyed today, guys, and see you next week. And don't forget to enjoy yourself in this weekend because you have finally finished the exams. See you next week. Good night.
Have a nice weekend, teacher. Take care.
Thank you,
Okay,
Abdullah.
thank you.
Thank you, guys. See you.